Hey everyone, I just wanted to check in real fast and get a quick video in since obviously we don't have class Monday, Memorial Day. I just wanted to go over the essay assignment since the first draft is due at the end of this week on Sunday. I think it's the 5th. Again, this is the first draft, so obviously, as we talked about before, the first draft only has to be about roughly half the length of the final draft. So as long as it's about at least 2 full pages, I would encourage you to do more than 2 pages so that I can give you more feedback, and there'll be less work you have to do in the final draft as well. But as long as you turn it in on time and you have at least half of the 900 words that are due for the final draft, you will get full credit on that. Excuse me. But I wanted to go over this essay draft a little bit since we're only going to have Wednesday together this week, and then it's going to be due. So we talked about it a little bit in class before, but I'm going to read through this again. This is the Essay 1 assignment requirements. It's in the Week 4 folder in the Narrative tab on Blackboard. So I'll read through it, and then if you have any questions, please email me, or we can go over them on Wednesday. But I wanted you to kind of have a little idea of what to expect. So it says, this week we will begin working on Essay 1, which is a literacy narrative. So we're going to have to do this week, as you know. A literacy narrative examines your relationship with reading and writing. In this assignment, you have an opportunity to reflect upon your experiences as a writer. Again, I mentioned this in class. You can also talk about reading if there was a significant reading experience that you had as well, since that is part of literacy. You will write a literacy narrative in which you describe an important moment in your writing or reading life and reflect on how this moment changed you as a writer or reader. As you begin this essay writing process, reflect on your experiences and attitudes about reading or writing. Some of us have negative early experiences with writing or reading, and that has affected the ways we feel about that as adults. For others, reading and writing is a treasured skill that comes out of childhood fascination with language and self-expression. Some of us have experienced the strangeness of language in a foreign country, while others have sat in a writing classroom and felt a little different from a foreign country, a place unfamiliar and remote. Regardless of our backgrounds, our ideas of literacy often become deeply ingrained as good or bad without much thought from us as to how those views came to be. As a result, many of us have feelings about reading or writing that could benefit from a thoughtful and honest, close self-examination. So, the next part it mentions is some possible topics. Again, these are possible. You don't have to do any of these, but if you're having trouble getting started, this may inspire you. You could write about, you can narrate an early memory about a reading or writing that you recall vividly. Explain why this is significant to you now. So maybe there was, you're struggling with reading as a child, or you hated writing before, and then a certain teacher that inspired you or helped you along. You can write about that. Kind of ties into the next one as well. So it's describe someone who taught you to write or read and explain this person's significance in your life. Narrate an experience with a writing task that you found or still find difficult or challenging. So maybe it's like the revision process, and that's maybe you don't like revision. I don't think anybody actually likes revision, but some more than others. But maybe you write about an experience. It didn't have to be that. I mean, anything to do with the writing process. Maybe you had to do a book report, and you hated it, but it turned out well. And, I don't. Basically, whatever you want to write about, as long as it has something to do with reading and or writing. All right, then it goes on. It says, bring your narrative to life by using concrete and vivid details. As I mentioned in class, obviously, you were the only person that was there, at least out of those of us in the classroom. So be as descriptive and detailed as possible. Use the five senses. Use some dialogue as well, if you would like. Even if maybe this happened a long time ago, you don't have to remember verbatim exactly word for word what was said, but you can still put it in quotes if you had a conversation with someone that was significant. As it goes on to say, details can bring a narrative to life for readers by giving them vivid mental images of the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures of the world in which your story takes place. Make clear why the incident you narrate matters to you now by explaining its significance. Again, don't just assume the reader will understand, explain it to them. Make sure that your organization, beginning, the development, and the conclusion, is effective, engaging, and clear. State the main idea of your essay somewhere in the introduction of the thesis. We talked about this a little bit last week. Make sure your thesis is a claim, and it says something about, it mentions your topic and makes some kind of assertion about that topic, like, this is what happened, here's why it's important, here's why it's significant. And again, that should be in your introduction, near the end, or at the end of the intro. And as it says, it should be your topic that you're writing about, an assertion, I just said that. Make sure that every supporting paragraph relates to and supports that main idea. So if you're talking about some teacher that had an impact on you, and as a freshman in high school, make sure all of your supporting paragraphs talk about that experience and how it was impactful. The last few things here: use concrete, vivid descriptions, focus on a specific topic, demonstrate growth and improvement from the first draft to the final revised draft. Won't worry about that now because it's the first draft. And then finally, your essay should be a minimum of 900 words. It says here minimum of 3 pages, maximum of 5 pages. I mean, that is a good rule of thumb. For 900 words, it might be a little bit closer to 3.5 pages, but again, if you're using a Word doc, a word processor, it should tell you at the bottom how many words you're up to. And word count, I mean, it's important because obviously there has to be a minimum, but I mean, if you're like, a couple words shy, I'm not going to take off for that. But get as close to the 900 words as you can. Don't go too far over, because then you start to ramble and go off topic a little bit as well. It does say on here use 12 MLA format. Would definitely use that. And then it says 12-point Curry or new font. Just use the 12-point Times New Roman font. I would prefer that. Yeah, that's all I have. So again, this is just me kind of re-going over this. Wednesday, we're going to spend a good portion of the time in class actually drafting your essay. I know some of you started on that already. I will be going over a section in the textbook, the online ebook, and we'll have some a little writing activity as well. But most of our class time together on Wednesday will be we'll be giving you time to work on that. So obviously, and if you have questions before then, please reach out to me and let me know. But there will be plenty of time to work on that together in class. I hope all that noise downstairs is not being picked up too much on this. I think the kids found some bubble wrap and they're jumping on it. But anyway, have a great holiday, have a great start to the week, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Thanks. Take care.